There's a strange habit that most people have, and because of it, they spend years chasing a reality that never seems to arrive. They believe that if they think about something often enough, it will eventually appear. So they visualize, they create plans, they imagine future success, they picture the life they want. Yet despite all this effort, they often remain exactly where they started. Why? Because there is a difference between imagining a new life and experiencing it internally. A person may dream of abundance every night before bed, yet spend the rest of the day feeling worried, powerless, and limited. Another person may dream of love, yet secretly feel unworthy of receiving it. Someone may desire success, yet continue to identify as a person who always falls short. In each case, there is a conflict. The mind is looking in one direction, while the heart is living in another. And when this happens, the feeling usually wins. Consider for a moment the possibility that your feelings are not merely reactions to life. What if they are instructions? What if they are constantly shaping the way you interpret the world around you? Two people can walk into the exact same room and leave with completely different experiences. One notices opportunity, the other notices limitation. One sees possibility, the other sees evidence that nothing will ever change. The room was the same. The circumstances were the same, yet their experiences were entirely different. Why? Because they entered the room carrying different states within themselves. Many people wait for reality to change before they allow themselves to feel differently. They say, when I become successful, I will feel confident. When I find love, I will feel worthy. When I have money, I will feel secure. But what if the process works in the opposite direction? What if confidence comes first? What if worthiness comes first? What if security comes first? What if the feeling is not the reward, but the beginning? Imagine for a moment that your greatest desire became reality tonight. Perhaps it is financial freedom, perhaps it is a relationship, perhaps it is a dream career, perhaps it is simply peace. Now ask yourself a question. How would you feel tomorrow morning? Would you feel relieved? Would you feel grateful? Would you feel secure? Would you feel free? Notice something important. Those feelings are available right now, not because the desire has arrived, but because feelings are created within you. Most people spend years trying to force reality to produce a feeling. Few people realize they can begin cultivating the feeling before reality changes. This does not mean pretending. It does not mean denying problems. It does not mean ignoring challenges. It means refusing to let your current circumstances dictate your entire identity. There is a difference. When a seed is planted, nothing appears on the surface immediately. Yet something is happening beneath the ground. Growth begins before evidence appears. In many ways, personal transformation works the same way. A new reality often begins as an internal shift, long before it becomes visible. The person who eventually becomes confident usually starts practicing confidence before they have proof. The person who eventually becomes successful usually begins thinking and acting differently before success arrives. The person who eventually transforms their life often changes internally long before the world notices. This is why feeling matters, because feeling determines the state from which you think, act, decide, and respond. And over time, those decisions shape your experience. The question is not simply, what do I want? The deeper question is, who am I being while I pursue it? Are you moving through life as someone who expects defeat or someone who expects possibility? Are you living from fear or from faith? Are you constantly focused on what is missing, or are you developing the emotional state of someone who trusts that change is possible? Every day, whether you realize it or not, you are practicing a state. You are rehearsing an identity. You are strengthening certain feelings through repetition. The challenge is not to force reality. The challenge is to become aware of what you are repeatedly feeling and reinforcing, because what is practiced grows stronger. And what grows stronger begins to shape the direction of your life. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself one simple question. If the life I desire were already beginning to unfold, how would I feel? Then spend a few moments with that feeling. Not as a fantasy, not as an escape, but as a reminder that transformation begins within long before it becomes visible without. For every great change in life starts twice. First in the unseen, Then in the scene,